What do we do when we don't have a quorum?
That's not going to be a possibility because we don't have a need on here.
It's 1:30.
I think there was some. I thought I heard his voice. I need to go knock on his door.
We are live right now. While we are set to record this, we don't have mics for everyone here that's going to go through the ceiling. It's because we don't have mics like that.
We ought to be loud enough.
Yeah, he'll be quiet.
Welcome back from vacation.
Thank you. It was nice and relaxing.
I will sit down here if you need me. I'll let Craig sit with the rest of the meeting.
Okay, all right, bye. Okay. Are we on live voice?
We are now.
Too many people here. We need to move on.
Go for the announcements.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and I want to thank each and every one of you present, and those of you who are watching us streaming this afternoon. Welcome to our August 14th Pension Committee meeting. We have with us today members Rachel Nichols, myself, Ed Mayberry, and hopefully Craig Hayes will be here momentarily. Along with us, as we generally have in our meetings, we have our support team with us. We have HR department that's with us and our support team at our meetings. We have our legal staff that is with us in our meetings. And then we have finance also that's been a big support with us through all this process that we've been going through. The purpose of today's meeting is to select a new plan administrator for your 401k plan. And I'll make some comments and remarks that I made this morning. You have, and we have here, you've been given a history of your 401k plan that I think was sent out via the internet. And so you know the history from its inception, right on through that. Also, along with the information and documentation that you've been provided, you also have a fact sheet of what we have and what we've been looking at, okay? And so you should have that. All of these we have considered, debated, and have had lengthy discussions concerning various and sundry options as we move forward in moving your 401k plan from its present provider, okay? Now, during this, we have under consideration, which you have before you, we have two options that we have considered. One option is the Boyer option, that has David Coley as that representative, and also we have the State of Tennessee plan. Both of these different entities have come to our committees. They have given individual presentations, and we have had lively discussion and debate with numerous questions that we could come up with the very best decision for a decision that is appropriate, and we are taking today appropriate action to better enhance our 401k. Both of these providers give each and every one of you tremendous better and improved technical support, as well as lower fees as we go forward. And we expect to make that decision so that you yourselves can get comfortable, so that training can begin. Both Boyer and the State of Tennessee have given us their 100+% commitment for training, for technical support, one-on-one advice, and one-on-one assistance as we move forward in whatever decision is made here today. So we are comfortable with both, and we are excited about this opportunity that we have to move forward. Now, today, also, we are delighted to have a room full with people in the back. And if you can't hear, raise your hand and we'll even speak louder as we conduct our business today. Before we go into deliberation here with Rachel and myself, are there any comments?
Mr. Mayberry, I would like to say
Absolutely.
that Mr. Hayes was delayed at his office, but he's on his way now, he says.
Craig is on his way. We just got that information. I know personally, even as late as just hour or so ago, we have heard, I know I have heard, and probably others have gotten emails from you. We've gotten your thoughts, we've gotten your opinions, we've gotten your expectations. And I can assure you, the three of us that's on this committee have taken each and every one in total seriousness in our deliberation and deliberate deliberation in making the very best decision on your behalf. As y'all know, the plan has exponentially grown as we have grown in a number of employees and also the market. The market itself is up, which is a tremendous thing, which has increased the value of your 401k plan. Whatever is done, then we will have to meet again to construct a new plan document, I would assume. Is that correct? In some shape, form, or fashion, and as the council will have to approve any change in the plan document. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. But today, we have discovered about 2 weeks ago that the decision going forward in a new vendor or plan administrator is on the shoulders of Rachel and Craig and myself. And that has been decided and researched through legal counsel here. That has given us tremendous guidance and through this whole process. At this point in time, is he on his way?
I think so.
Okay. So that's good. Is there any questions of me? And I will do my very best to answer them. If I can't, then we've got professionals right here that can assist if we can. Because it is it is a serious, and we take it very, very serious. Greatly and deeply. So, if not, would it be just wait a minute, or could y'all, I know, y'all can relax just for a few moments, and maybe Craig will be here momentarily, okay? Momentarily as we begin any discussion of that. And I apologize for the delay. Is that the proper thing to do? Well, tell me something first.
Is he definitely on his way?
Passed out.
Yeah, I got it.
I saw that, thank you.
We'll approve the minutes.
Make sure
when they
Mr.
get
Hayes
here.
knows that too. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was reading that, I wasn't reading it the way they wrote it, and I was like, wait, what? 84 of the 95 picked, wait, no, that wasn't a, oh, then I got to the second choice. Okay, I follow now.
Handed the survey to me before it was He's definitely on the way.
She said he's definitely on the way.
Definitely, what, I hope a train isn't going through the traffic down there.
Yeah, down there. I would have thought they were closing down if they were. A bunch of emails last night.
Good for you. Did you take any? They still enjoy it. You know,
They don't fuss about it too much. And with both of them working and one of them working in school, I was really glad that the schedules came together where we could do that. The older they get, the harder it's gonna be to get everyone together at the same time. Departments represented, and I was trying to look around and see who all.
that's a rainy day, those who work outside.
Mr. Mayor, don't forget you've got to get the minutes approved.
I was gonna wait till Craig gets
Okay.
here. Okay, I'm gonna approve them, but I thought they just, if it was 7 people in the committee and 6 were fine, here we go, you know. Did you hold it out? No, we've been going through it. We haven't voted on that, but I made a confirmation comment from Okay, we now have a full complement of our 3-member committee that's here. Welcome Mr. Hayes to our meeting. we've already made some comments. I've had some prepared remarks that I made this morning home to share with the parties here. Now that the three of us are here, what we need to do, just one bit of housekeeping, since this is an official meeting, and that is, you have been given and you have in front of you the July 25th, 2017 Pension Committee meeting minutes, and we need to have a motion and second to see if these can be approved.
Make a second.
Okay, Craig makes a motion, Rachel seconded. Any discussion on these minutes? All in favor of approving the minutes as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that has been so ordered. We are, I guess, we're getting ready to prepare our deliberation. I didn't have any hands raised or anything in comment a while ago. Does anybody want to make comment as we take this to discussion? Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, in looking at these policies here, which one, they're both equal to cost for the city, is that correct? Does one cost the city more than the other?
They are, right now, the differences that I see, the .24, .23 are very consistent down through there, just a .01 difference. The fixed account that we have, there a lot of dollars in it, a lot of our participants are in the fixed rate account. That right there is at 3.2. And that will hold until such time that the states contract with whomever they are investing this money within. So that's not, that we were told that may not go on forever, because that is a contractual rate. Is that halfway right? Versus 2.2, which is that any of that right?
That's a rate of return.
Rate
That's
of
not
return.
a fee.
Okay.
There's no cost to the city whatsoever. All
That
these
was my
fees,
question.
all these fees come out of your money, not the city's
Oh,
pocket.
okay. I was going to go down through this, but you're right.
Yeah, these are fees that the individual participants pay.
And
Right.
for financial advisors, which one of these options, between options 1 and 2, provides us the most personnel to assist us in our financial needs and education? Is there a team, or is it an individual? How does that work?
We were told under the Voyer, you have David as a direct representative right here in town with support from Voyer, and they're a large corporation. And then under the state, you will have the team assembled that is assigned to the pension plan for the state of Tennessee, which there are several that work in that capacity down there.
Okay.
So
Yes.
David's not an advisor, he gets assistance from Boyer, he's not a financial advisor?
He's an agent for Boyer and will continue, from what we were told, he will continue to give the same service that he has given you with Boyer as he has given under the Bright House.
Is he a certified financial planner?
David, I believe he does have his certified financial planner status.
If this changes, will we have to go 5 years from time this changes to be vested again?
Everything stays the same. As I understand it, that wherever we go on the 401k, that your vesting remains the same, and on the date of conversion, you will receive, subject to market value, of course, dollar for dollar credit from your 401k with Bright House to the successful awardee of the 401k plan. You'll not lose any money. Yes, sir?
So will there be any transfer fees?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. And both of them, I know David, at one of our meetings, under our existing plan, which we are committed, we've already voted, I mean, Bright House is not an option. Okay? We're gonna charge a monthly fee per check, okay? Neither one of these, they've told us what there will be any fee for disbursement of that, which I think is on your sheet here. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Laura.
Hey, so the hybrid pension plan option is just off the table?
we discussed that, we were given presentation with that. We deliberated at length on that, I think at least 2 different meetings off and on, and it was voted 3-0, that at this time, we would not go with the hybrid, okay? That we would make a straight 401K to 401K transfer.
Was that the reason?
Reasons were several. Number one, everybody starts at 0 under the hybrid plan. If you everybody is required to participate 5% of your salary, which right now, to get 5% from the city, you do not have to put up a dime. And I think somewhere around 15% of our employees right now do not participate of their own money from their check. They just receive the 5% fund from the city. If you are in such a, I'll be about 64, we looked at the, ages. If you're 50, 55, the number of years it takes to get through, you may not get your maximum return or the maximum benefit from it because it's a long-range plan. And also, after 15 or 20 years, it is under a contract. These things are contractual. And the city has less control, if you would, over that cost as it does a 401K plan. You're always having to keep it up as far as your funding mechanism goes because of the contractual rate of return that one has. Okay. And those were the bullet points that we discussed. Is that right, Susan, to the best of your memory? And committee members that we discussed at that time. So the motion was made to not go at this, I think, at this time with that particular plan, but unanimously. It was unanimous to seek the very best 401K plan that we could find out there between the 2 that we had. Okay.
So what are the pros and cons of each option, 1 and 2? It looks like the fees are less on option 2. So that appears to be a better option. What are the pros and cons of each?
There is little better fee options that you see on this particular list. And also the fiduciary responsibility that we have versus the state would be assuming, and you help me on this one, the state would be assuming a huge amount of the fiduciary responsibility and liability for the plan. Is that a correct statement,
That's
Susan?
correct. That's correct.
Okay. Whereas we have that here now on your behalf. Yes, ma'am. Okay, we'll call public comment. I don't see any other hands this time. We'll call public, yes, sir, yes, hey, Rosemary, my former boss.
Sorry, I was in the other room.
In the Census
cutting
Department.
in and out, so I didn't hear part of the earlier conversation, so if I'm redundant, I apologize. Is David a certified financial planner to the highest degree?
I do not know the degrees of a certified, I think you just passed your certified financial planner examination. And to the best of my knowledge, is David here anywhere where he can help? He is a certified financial planner to the very best of my ability. He is. Now, to what degrees there are in that title, I'm not familiar with. Is anyone around the table familiar with that?
Okay, well, what qualifications and degrees do the TCRS folks have? And why are Rachel and Craig so quiet about all this? What do they have to say?
Because Mr. Mayberry's the chairman.
They are more than welcome to.
He's doing a fine job.
I don't know. I'm doing the best I can.
I'll kick him if he's wrong.
That's right. I've got a bruise over here now. The state of Tennessee, we go under the good faith and credit of their department in having the degrees, the education, and the experience necessary to conduct this plan across the entire state of Tennessee. I do not know if they gave us resumes, but they are employees of the state of Tennessee.
So they're not getting a commission off of the money that?
They do not get a commission. Right. When you want to get into compensation, they do not. They're on, as they told us, and we questioned that, okay? They're on salary.
And David gets a commission?
David gets commission.
Well, just for my end of it, and I like David just fine, but I hope y'all pick option 3. The TCRS.
Yeah. Again, there's two options, Boyer and the state of Tennessee. We've already, the Bright House, we discontinue, that's not, yes, sir.
Do you consider that the employees vote on what they want?
We have,
Or at least let us. give you
apparently
our
there's
input
been
by raising
given
hands
some
right
samples
now.
here.
Can we
There's
do
been
that?
given some surveys and department heads, from departments through department heads that may have had some kind of discussion already in department head meetings. To some extent, I was not in those meetings when previous, to some extent at, some meetings ago. So,
I feel like from what you guys said earlier.
where are you?
You have already made the decision.
No, ma'am, oh,
And I was under the impression that we weren't here today to discuss all of the options so we can better understand all of the options. But from what I heard you say
No, ma'am.
earlier, it sounds like you made a decision already this morning.
oh,
with
it's,
regard to
that was, as a matter of fact, the decision it started out here, our decision process, okay? Do we go away from Bright House? Yes, okay? And then as we deliberated through that, okay, we've had due diligence happen with the state of Tennessee. We've got another company through Boyer, represented by David Coley, that has come to the table as a competitor, if you would, on the plan. And so our next order of business in that particular meeting, which might have been 2 meetings ago, was I wanted to do it in 2 phases. Number 1, committee. After all this discussion and deliberation, do we want to go to the hybrid plan? Yes or no? Okay? We voted on that 3-0. The next phase 2 to that, okay. Then we will go to 401K to 401K. And then we have 2 vendors who have come before us, State of Tennessee, David Coley with Boyer, okay? And we went through great deliberation and presentations from those people. So today, the purpose of today, okay, is to decide and vote on, do we go with option 1, Boyer, or do we go to option 2, the state of Tennessee 401K? That would have, as a matter of fact, extra time. A vote was going to be taken, you know, a while back, but we needed more time, we needed more deliberation, and so that particular vote has been deferred up until today, so that all committee members, okay, could research, do each due diligence in this, so that the best decision could be made possible. Yes, sir.
Mr. A, isn't the state of Tennessee when you ranked like in the top 4 in the nation?
That is their TCRS. The investments in their TCRS. Now, this is not the TCRS plan, okay? The TCRS plan, okay, this is your 401K. What they do, but they are backed by, I assume they are, backed by the good full faith and credit of the bonds of the state of
It
Tennessee.
says on this paper as well, they're ranked number 4 in the nation.
Right.
Triple A.
Right, their TCR, their investments in their TCRS.
Mr. Mayberry?
Yes, sir.
Before you all vote and make your decision, will you at least get a visual by show of hands what these people prefer? Can we at least do that?
Absolutely, we do that at we have public comment when we have, when we do zoning issues up here. So to give us an idea, there's, here we are. Decision today is option 1 or 2, Boyer or state of Tennessee, okay? we have received from the police department, employee surveys, and whatnot. We've received as of this while ago, some information concerning some decisions made or opinions made in each department. All right, just as a show of hands and representation, option 1 is Boyer. As per your review and information, how many of you would like to go to Boyer? Anybody in the back? How many would like Plan 2, State of Tennessee? Overwhelmingly. Okay. All right. I think it's time to deliberate.
One more thing.
Yes, sir.
Before, I think Susan can help me out with this, but I think what Eddie was talking about a minute ago is, I think Mr. Coley is a investment representative, not a certified financial planner. I think that's what the case is. So, he's not a certified financial planner. Help me out here, what does that mean? They can do a lot with the state, with taxes, all that stuff. An investment advisor can probably give you advice just on accounts that you invest in. So that, to me, that's the difference right there.
But you can be both, and for some reason, back some years ago, I think he passed that certified plan.
I don't know.
I stand for correction. Hey, Rosemary.
Yeah, okay, I'm not trying to be a troublemaker, but this woman says she's with the state program and can answer those questions. Is she allowed to answer them since she has the answers?
Yes.
Do you know, I didn't see you back there. I promise you. I did not see you. Stand up.
Come on down.
So we do have, all of our advisors are registered, one of them lives here in the county, and we have several CFPs. She might not be a CFP, but we can pull them up for as often as you guys would like it.
And what does a CFP do that just a regular me and you and JR can't do?
Did you know I didn't know she was back there. Never saw her.
Financial advice, but they can take you just through an entire financial plan. So that was the point of us asking for them in our procurement with our record keeper that we're using right now. You know, we want them to take them through your estate planning and your insurance and your taxes and your retirement, et cetera. But again, they can't sell anything. They don't get any commissions, but they can give you that full financial plan.
Okay. Since we are live and streamlined, and I did not, we've worked on some other deal before in other situations. Have I said, as far as the state is concerned, have I said anything inaccurate to the best of your knowledge? Please correct me before we go into deliberation. Did I go? Okay, all right. So y'all in agreement with what's been said, okay, as far as the outlining the last few months?
Yes, and I think our fees can be a little bit lower than the 0.23%, but that's
Yeah.
23 or lower.
Okay. All right, so we're on the same sheet then, to the best of my memory. Okay.
Since she's here.
Good, that'll make you feel better.
I got a question.
Where are we? Oh, yeah.
But it says fixed rate. Can she go over that? You said that could possibly go up or down.
Yeah, tell what that is a yield, and theirs is like on your sheet, one is like 3.2, one's 2.2.
It's actually a contract with Voya. Voya is our fixed account.
Yeah, y'all not gonna believe this, I tell you.
You'll see it hopefully soon enough, but that 3.2% is a fixed rate. I believe we have for 3 more years, maybe just under 3 years. After that, it changes to their base rate plus a percent a quarter or what have you. If that's not a great rate, then we will re-procure that option.
So that was accurate. It's good as long as the contract is. It could still be, it could be higher, but it's a contracted rate. And believe it or not, we didn't know it until we did all of these meetings, that their contract is for Voya. Is that correct?
Just with a fixed account.
On the fixed account, on that fixed rate account, which we have a lot of dollars in, a lot of people are in that fixed rate account. Yes, ma'am.
So if you don't, say that rate goes lower.
All right, speak up now, we're here, because we got people listening.
Say the fixed rate goes lower than 3.2%, does the state negotiate to try to get a better fixed rate, or could it go like to 2% or something like that?
Well, it could go anywhere, right, depending on where interest rates are, and we have about $400 million in that fixed account. So several years ago, when we made this 3.2 deal, they still call me and don't really like that they're paying 3.2%. No one would have thought interest rates are where they are right now. So, hopefully when the 3.2 expires, interest rates will be higher and we'll still be able to stay in that realm. But absolutely, if it falls really far, then we're gonna go out and we're gonna look for another relationship.
It must be good because Boyer's offering 2.2 here and they're offering them that 3.2 on there.
Oh, let me tell you what, that 3.2 in today's market is a very good rate. It's choking somebody else on the other end. Now, in all fairness, okay, I apologize, I would have I did not see you back there in the back, okay? Is David here for equal time if he's in the room? Not, to give fairness to everybody on this thing. Don't see him, okay? All right, good, great question. I mean, great question. All right, anybody else? Okay.
I got a question.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, yes, sir.
The investment options that are available, is that just, what we have for them to put our money in to make money?
Those are the options, the approved options, the number of approved options that the state has in their plan. And then over in David's plan, those are the number of approved options you would have in for your plan. There's one that's 15, and one's 20, and one says 15, I guess. Okay?
That's 15 at the top, rating places to put your money, basically, for what they've researched. If we go to this plan.
Boyer and the state, they spend a lot of time and a lot of money doing research on all these options. Because if any option starts looking not past the stress, then they'll take it out. I mean, you'll be notified. We've done that here, our committee, ourselves. We have discontinued an option or two in the past, because it got to looking a little different. I think y'all know, David notified y'all on that. So that's one of the fiduciary responsibilities that the state have, and certainly Boyer has as well, was keeping track of the credibility rating of these companies. Yes, sir.
Could maybe explain about the target date funds? Because I heard a little different. I mean, there's the 15 regular funds plus target date funds. So what is the target date?
Target date, approved funds, is that what?
Right, there's a suite of Vanguard target date funds that they cost between 0.09 and 0.1%, as low cost as you can get.
They'll take a bunch of them, a list this long, and they'll take and compile them down, to what needs, so, the criteria. I'm sure y'all have criteria.
Mr. Mayberry?
Yeah.
I think the question was,
What did I miss?
what is it?
Yeah, what is it?
That's if, I plan on working until I'm 65. So my target date will be whatever year I turn 65. They will structure your investments as far as low risk, medium risk, high risk to get you the best return for your date that you plan to retire. If you're a young little fresh child that just started working and you've got 40 years to invest, they're going to put your money where you can get the best return over those 40 years. If you're getting to be an old fart like me and you're closer to retirement than not, they're going to be more conservative with your investments because they don't want the market to tank and all your money to go. So they're basing how your money is spread out depending on how much longer you plan to work and when you plan to retire. And they're little structured programs, so us as individuals don't have to worry with that. It's kind of pre-programmed depending on when you want to retire. And that's also an option in addition to, do you want this fund or that fund or so forth. So it's just another option for the employees.
And one of them has 20 plus, and the other has 15 plus at this time. Is that what that means? Okay. One has 20 plus option, one has 15 plus. And the options, it's kind of like being tailored to what you need. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know, maybe you misspoke, or
I may have.
I misinterpreted you, but you just made mention that Voya, the fiduciary with Voya was also the state. That's not accurate. Am I right in saying that?
That, the fixed rate of you help me on this, the 3.2% rate that the state is offering, okay? They offer that through a contracted rate with Boyer, okay?
Okay.
And it, am I right, okay? Right. And that contract had a beginning date, and it has a termination date, okay? That Boyer, okay, is paying to the state of Tennessee that rate for that period of time. As that end date gets closer, then there will be a lot of negotiations with the state on renewing that fixed rate, I would assume, okay? So it may or may not be the 3.2 at that time. However, Boyer's present rate, apparently, okay, because I don't know how long y'all had that contract, is 2.2, or at least that is what they're offering presently, from what I understand. Okay? On that. And so, how long that 2.2 will last, I don't know, because I don't know the details of that. But yet we had, all the people that we've had in here, and it's been several, okay? We had a representative that was representing Boyer, and he was also representing the contract with the state. That, you know, am I correct? Kind of? Okay, but anyway, kind of. So that's what that deal is. There is about 100 difference right now. Yes, sir. Hey, Tommy.
On the open market contract, is that a year, like Boyer would offer, that's going to be renewed every year? Is that how that normally plays?
On that rate?
Yeah, where the state's on a set contract, it could be 5 years, could be 7 years.
Right.
But that contract will end in 3 years, is that what you're saying?
It does with the state that they have with Boyer.
We don't know what the Boyer.
I don't know what the 2.2 was.
So that could be for a year or less.
It could be, I don't know, within how long that particular guaranteed rate could go, okay? Fantastic input, fantastic question. Okay. Y'all ready to deliberate and vote? All right, those of you who are watching on Streamline, we're getting ready here.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Okay. The committee has met several times. The committee has interviewed many people. The committee members have taken emails and correspondence from the employee group, as well as a representation here today that you've taken your time to come, which we are thankful that you've done this, okay, to help us and show support and what the job and responsibilities are of this committee, okay? So, members, having said all of that, the floor is open for a recommendation, nomination, or whatever.
I make a motion that we move to the state 401K plan.
Motion been made by Rachel Nichols to go to the state 401K plan.
And I'll second the motion.
There's a second by Craig Hayes. Okay. Having said that, is there any discussion?
Nope.
I hear silence.
I would like to have the committee look at the hybrid again before next budget year.
As a suggestion and not part of the motion, we are going to do that. We'll have to meet pretty soon anyway about the plan. Okay, a motion been made and seconded to move from Bright House to the state of Tennessee plan. There's been some amount of discussion. I hear none more.
Wait a minute. When's this going to take effect if this passes? When do we say? First year?
No. This can go into effect sooner. We just have to have a new resolution passed by council with a new plan document.
Okay.
So,
About the
state,
fourth quarter.
I'm assuming, but could we have a draft resolution in 3 weeks? We could take it to the first committee. She can have it tomorrow.
So we could have a committee meeting next month.
we could either put it on the council's work session for August the 22nd, or we could have it on the first work session in September, then be effective the first of the following month, possibly?
Yes, so setup usually takes 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
It depends on how well your prior plan will work with us to transfer assets. That'll look more like 90 to 120 days.
Okay. Okay. So, about the first of the year at the latest.
As soon as possible and reasonable, right?
Yes.
Soon as possible and reasonable. Okay, we got a motion and a second. I want to do a roll call vote. Okay? Start on my left. Rachel?
Yes, aye.
Aye. Craig Hayes? Aye. Aye. Eddie Mayberry? Aye. This motion passes 3-0, people. There be no further business to come forward this meeting. We're adjourned.
Yes,